welcome to day 5 of Move the Mind. Today we are going to again stay with that notion of stability and grounding, that we might be working up to a cheeky little arm balance, but don't let this put you off. It's the journey, not the destination, that counts. We're going to begin seated today. I like to sit up on the block, stops you from kind of getting all schlumpy. So coming to a position that works for you, this could be maybe feet in front or crossing over the ankles. But wherever you are, really finding that place on your sitting bones where you feel balanced. And then bringing the palms facing down for grounding or palms facing up to receive energy. But coming from that stable place, finding that place of stillness. Maybe just slightly engaging belly to spine. And allowing the spine to grow tall. So seeing if you can find more space between each vertebrae. And again, almost imagining as if you've got a string tied to the top of your head and up to the ceiling. Inhale the shoulders up towards the ears and down the back. And I invite you to close the eyes or lower the gaze, maybe finding a point on the floor. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. One more like this, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Just giving yourself a few moments here to let the day go, to settle on the mat. And really maybe just ask yourself, how are you feeling today? How does the body feel today? Taking a scan from the crown of the head, all the way down to the very tips of the toes. And just noticing, becoming aware if there are any areas that maybe feel a bit tense, if there's any energy in the body that's feeling a bit stagnant. But not holding judgment, not berating yourself for this. Just noticing, becoming aware of it, identifying it, and then moving on. Like watching the clouds in the sky. Allowing the thoughts to enter your mind, but not giving them traction, just letting them move along. Maybe noticing the tone in which that you're speaking to yourself. Just seeing if instead of berating, maybe you can turn it to one of compassion, of kindness, honouring yourself and honouring your body, honouring your mind. Taking another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And if the eyes are closed, opening them with a soft gaze. Moving yourself off the brick. And coming to that easy seated position on the floor. Bringing the hands either side of the body and then just tenting through the fingers. Keeping the torso straight. Then inhaling, the right arm comes up, bringing the right hand to the outside of the left ear. And just allowing gravity to bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. We're not hunching that right shoulder up, we're dropping that shoulder down the back, keeping the core engaged so you're not arching in the spine. But just allowing the weight of the hand on the left ear to open up or down that left side of the neck. If you push more into the left hand, you're going to feel more. Also, if you turn your head to face the right knee, you will also feel more. Never ever pull with this top hand, just resting it gently on the head. Inhale, coming back up, releasing. Exhale, fingertips down, resetting, restabilising. Then inhale, that left hand comes up. Bringing left hand, left hand to the right ear. Again, just pushing those fingertips down as you gently encourage the head to fall over to the left. Left ear coming towards left shoulder. Keeping that core engaged. Maybe pushing the fingertips down to the earth of the right hand and maybe starting to turn the gaze towards that left knee. And you might find that one side feels quite different to the other. This side is much tighter for myself. Inhale. Exhale, releasing that hand, coming back into centre. Taking a roll of the shoulders. And inhale, turning the head to the right. Exhale, centre. Inhale, head to the left. Exhale, centre. Inhale, look up. Exhale, centre. Inhale, look down, spine straight. Exhale, centre. Next, inhale, bringing the hands behind the head. Exhale here. Then inhale, arching the spine, looking up. Exhale to dome through the spine, bringing elbows to touch. Inhale to extend and open. Exhale to hinge and fold. One more like this, following your own breath. Inhale, open. Exhale, rounding. Inhale to release the hands. And coming in to find your tabletop. Just taking some stretches through the wrists, so turning the fingertips to face the knees. Now you can do one hand at a time, or both hands together. And inhale to prepare. Exhale, tucking the toes under, and just sending the hips back towards the heels. Now this can be quite intense, and if you find yourself buckling at the arms, come up and out, and even if you just move a millimetre or two, that's fine, just as long as you're feeling that stretch, that opening in the wrists. Working with your body, working with the sensations of your body. If you are doing one hand at a time, making sure that you're doing the other hand now, because you don't want to be wonky. Inhale, coming back to centre. Then turning the tops of the palms. So they're on the floor now. Again, this can be super intense, so if you want to do one hand at a time, do one hand at a time. If you do notice that you're buckling through the elbows and then coming back, that's not going to do very much. So you're better off coming up straight, and if that means that you're almost coming forward a little bit, that's fine. But if you can, just starting to ease the bum back towards the heels. Make sure you're not, again, slumping in the shoulders, keeping the spine long, and sending the breath all the way into the wrist creases. Inhale. Exhale. If you've done one hand, making sure you've done the other. Finding that balance. If you do sit at a desk a lot, this one's going to be super handy for you. Handy for the hands. Inhale to release, coming back to sit on the heels and just taking a few wrist circles here. And keeping the toes tucked, coming into some swinging camels. So inhaling, the left hand comes to the back, just about a foot away from the foot. Inhaling, that right arm lifts, sending the hips forward. Exhale, bringing that right hand all the way around the waist, bringing the right hand a foot behind the right foot. Inhaling, that left arm lifts. Exhale, left arm traces around the body, planting left hand. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, right arm around the body, right hand plants. Inhale, left hand lifts, really pushing those hips forward. Taking one more of these. Left hand down. Inhale, right arm lift. Exhaling, coming back, taking that right hand around. Inhaling, the left arm up. Exhale, coming back into centre. Bringing the hands to the mat, finding that tabletop, tucking the toes under, downward facing dog. Maybe just walking out through the knees, bending one knee at a time, sending that tailbone up, and finding that moment of stillness, finding that length in the body. And inhale high onto the balls of the feet, deep bend in the knees, look between the palms. Just take as many little steps to the top of the mat as you need. Inhale, look up halfway and lengthen. Exhale, hinging and fold. Inhale, sweeping both arms up, root to rise. Exhale, hinging straight back down over the legs, keeping a bend in the knee if you need. Inhale, looking up halfway and lengthening long and straight through the spine. Exhale, planting the hands and stepping back, finding your plank. Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Pressing into the hands in plank and either taking the full plank, full chaturanga if you like, or bringing the knees down, bringing the weight forward, keeping the gaze forward, bending the elbows to that 90-degree angle. Inhale, coming through, finding your cobra. Exhale, seat to heels, hips to sky. Coming back to the breath. And really rooting through the hands and feet here, finding that stable foundation. If the heels aren't on the ground, that's fine. If there's a bend in the knees, that's just great. Take what your body needs today. Inhaling high onto the balls of the feet, deep bend in the knees, look between the palms, and taking as many steps to the top of the mat as you need. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, root to rise, gaze follows those thumbs. Exhale, bending the knees, hinging and folding over the legs, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, planting the hands and stepping back into that plank. Then either taking the knees down through your chaturanga or keeping the knees lifted. Again, really pushing off from the balls of the feet, bringing that weight forward first. Exhale, bending the elbows, keeping the elbows glued in towards the body, finding that halfway point, that point of strength. Inhale, tucking the toes under, maybe coming into upward dog or finding that cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, or taking a child's pose here if you need. Coming back to the breath. And really treating this pose like a reset. A point of pause, a point of stillness, a point of balance. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, high onto the ball of the left foot, bringing the right knee to the nose. Then planting that right foot up in between the hands, staying high on the ball of that back foot. Inhale, rising up, finding crescent lunge. Maybe bringing the hands to the hips, ensuring the hips are square. Super high on the ball of the back foot, so the back foot isn't laying down towards the floor. It's like someone's pushing your heel up. Arms lift, shoulders down away from the ears. Just making sure we're not flaring through the ribcage here. Strong and stable in one line through the core. Maybe bending a little bit deeper into that front knee. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the left hand forward as the right hand goes back, finding your twisted lunge. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, turning the front palm forward as the right hand comes down the back of the left leg, finding our twisted, revolve, twisted lunge. Spiraling the rib cage towards the side of the room. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the arms parallel, lowering that left knee down, bringing hands into prayer, and then bringing that left elbow across the right knee, the right elbow going up towards the sky. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bringing your gaze forward, look towards that big toe, come up off the left knee, then step the left foot in to meet the right, twisted chair, sinking the hips back and just making sure that we're not twisting. You're keeping those hips going back. Gaze can go whoop up towards the ceiling if we have the balance, but really using the traction of the left arm on the right knee. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bringing both arms up, finding Utkatasana, chair pose. Maybe bringing the hands to the thighs, making that self-assist, pushing the thighs down before bringing the arms back up. Inhale, can you sink the knees a little bit deeper? Exhale. Inhale, coming all the way to standing, bringing the hands above the head. Exhale here. And inhale, taking hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, side bending over to the right. Really twisting the ribcage up towards the sky, looking towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, coming back into centre. Interlacing left hand around right wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, side bending over to the left. Really sending the right hips out to the right, engaging through the core. Rib cage is going up towards the ceiling. Inhale, coming out of the posture, bringing the hands into prayer above the head, and then walking the feet. So the toes are coming maybe off the edge of the mat. Heels are on the mat. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, bringing the prayer to the heart center, and as you do so, sinking the hips down, coming into our Malasana squat. So, you can either stay in your Malasana squat, or if you do know crow pose, if you want to go straight into that. If you've never done crow before, we're going to have a play with baby crow, and I'll give you the option for full crow as well. So with baby crow, keeping your Malasana squat position, bringing the hands to the mat, shoulder distance apart, and it's almost like you're into sand, so you're gripping the floor like you're into sand. Now, most important thing with this, don't look down, look forward. So keep the spine long, keep the gaze lifted. So coming onto the balls of the feet, maybe just starting to get used to distributing the weight. And maybe one foot comes off the floor, maybe the other foot comes off the floor. But think chaturanga with the arms. Keep looking forward, belly to spine, navel is strong. Now if you want to come up into full crow, feet together, high on the toes of the feet. Again, think chaturanga with the arms, nestling the knees up in towards the armpits. Look forward, lean forward, grip with the fingers. Maybe one foot comes off, maybe the other toes come off. But keep that gaze going forward, keep that navel to the spine. Inhale. If you do have the jump back, you can jump back, or stepping back, finding your plank. Coming through chaturanga, either knees down or knees lifted. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe bringing the knees down, finding a child's pose. Rolling that forehead from side to side. Allowing the nervous system to calm down. When you're ready, tucking those toes under, finding your way back into our Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Inhale, those left toes are going to lift. High on the ball of the right foot, bringing the left knee to the nose. Planting left toes in front of the face. Inhale, bringing both arms up, finding crescent lunge. And maybe just taking that self-adjust with the hips. And bringing the arms up. Nice and strong and straight in that back leg. Again, almost like someone is pushing into your heel. Inhale here. Exhale, opening the arms out to the side. Twisting over that left leg. Twisted lunge. Keeping that bend in the left knee. Keeping that integrity in the spine, in the core. Inhale, right palm turns up towards the sky. Exhale, left hand traces down the left leg as the right arm comes up. Inhale, feeling that stretch all the way into the hip flexor. Exhale, lowering that right knee down as the hands come into prayer. Then either staying here or bringing that right hand over the left knee. And pressing palm into palm, finding that strength, finding that stability. That left elbow is pointing up towards the ceiling, and you've really got that connection between the right thigh, the left thigh and the right elbow. You can lift up or keep the knee down, just as long as you're not wobbling, as long as you're finding that security. Inhale. And exhale. Now wherever you are, looking towards the big toe of the left foot, inhale, lifting that right leg off the floor, engage the core, navel to spine as we exhale, bringing the right toes in to meet the left. Twisted chair. Again, really finding the integrity of the arm, elbow on the thigh to see if you can open the chest up towards the left side of the ring. Gaze can go up, or you can keep the gaze down if you're struggling with balance, but just making sure the hips aren't swaying out, keeping the hips square. Inhale, finding your way into Utkatasana, chair pose. Again, maybe just pushing the thighs down, finding that self-assist before the arms come up. Inhale, sink a little bit lower if you can. Exhale, coming up into that Tadasana. Inhale, both arms lift, taking a hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, extend. Exhale, finding that side bend over to the right, maybe crossing left foot behind the right to deepen that stretch. Inhale, coming back into center, taking hold of left wrist with right hand. Exhale here. Inhale, extend. And exhale, finding that side bend over to the left. Inhale, coming back into center. Exhale, moving the feet so the toes are coming off the edge of the mat. Bringing the prayer through the center line of the body as we sink. Oh, that was my ankle that cracked there. All the way down into Malasana. And again, you can either sit here with your Malasana squat, or you can have another go at playing with crow. If you do want to try with the full crow, it can be helpful to stand onto the block so your hips are already higher. Put that back. And then come up from there. If it's the fear of falling that's stopping you from flying, you can try popping a load of cushions in front of your head to take some of the fear out. If you do want to keep playing, I recommend that you pause the video here and have more of a play. Otherwise, step, jump or float back, finding your chaturanga, your high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, bringing knees down. Finding your chaturanga. Inhale is your cobra. Exhale, coming back into child's pose. These chaturangas, they're always optional, so if you don't want to take them, if you want to step back straight into child's pose or straight back into downward dog, that's always an option. Inhale, bringing the body up, pressing over the ankles, and coming back to lying on the back. Hugging the knees into the chest, taking a few gentle movements from side to side. Maybe just bringing the hands out into a T, allowing both knees to fall over to the left as gaze goes out over to the right. Keeping shoulders grounded. You can always pop a couple of blocks under the knees. Letting go of the breath, letting go of the practice. Inhale, coming back into center, squeezing those knees in. And allowing the knees to fall out to the other side of the room. Gaze over left fingertips. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming back into center. And taking one final squeeze of the body, maybe nose can come to the knees. Squeeze, 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 put everything in. And your exhale, allowing the body to fall onto the mat. Keeping the knees bent if the lower back is icky. It can be quite nice bringing the soles of the feet together, knees apart in a Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe bringing a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. One more like this, in through the nose, let, and out through the mouth, go. And if you do have a few minutes to stay here in Shavasana, I always encourage you to do so. This is the point at which your nervous system resets and the body assimilates everything that we've just done. Otherwise, just spending a moment just thanking yourself for showing up today. And just thanking your body for being able to practice today. And it's a strong flow. Maybe you flew, maybe you didn't, but that's okay. It takes time. It's the trying that's the most important part. I will leave you here. Thank you so much for your energy and your practice today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.